So you're thinking of selling your home. Well, would you pay $1,000 to see what it would sell for? Hey everybody, I'm Davidtaylor with Edina Realty, and if this is the first time that you've ever checked out House Hike, well, I'm a local realtor that helps people buy and sell their homes in the Crosse, Onalaska, West Salem, and surrounding area. On this channel, I share my years of experience and answer the tough questions about the buying and selling process. Now, make sure that you gently caress the like and subscribe buttons so that you don't miss out on any of the great information. Now, of course, if this is your very first house hike, make sure to comment below "my first house hike" so that I can reach out and say hi. When I first started selling homes a few years ago,
when I was a young warthog. Very nice. Thanks.
I understood the process of selling a home was like this. Seller reaches out to realtor, realtor does some magic and wizardry, finds a number, and then we go into the buying process. We put it on the market, somebody makes an offer, we accept their offer, and then during that other aspect, after the offer's been accepted, well then the buyer, of course, is going to have an appraiser come out and actually appraise the house to make sure that it's worth what we said it was worth. So when my first few home sellers simply asked the question of should they buy or get an appraiser before listing the house, it kind of threw me off guard. And so obviously I went in and did some research. And what I discovered was if you're selling your home in a predictable market, then the process that I understood was pretty much exactly what you do every single time. Realtor does the comparative market analysis, we determine our timeline and the pricing strategy, we put it on the market, it sells fast for the right price, and then during the financing process, the buyer pays for an appraisal. Unless, of course, it's a cash offer, in which case there is no appraisal done. Okay, so that makes sense. But what if? What if you're selling as a for sale by owner? Well, of course, you can always team up with a realtor, and we would love to give you a free comparative market analysis, CMA. And then the process is normal. You put it on the market like you would, buyer does their part, and so on and so on. But what if I disagree with the realtor's price? Yep, that happens. Even to me. I try to be as accurate as I can with my numbers, basing it on the math and not the feelings. But if my math says that your home should sell for around $250,000, but you really want to get $300,000, there's not much I can do about that other than just show you the numbers. So of course, you can always go and get a second opinion. You could bring in another realtor to take a look at those and give you a comparative market analysis. Or you could hire an appraiser and do that route as well. Another scenario is what if your house is non-conforming to the area? It's unlike any other house in the neighborhood. This could be you are the only home that has a finished basement, or you're the only one with 7 bedrooms, or you're the only one with 20 plus acres, right? How do we do a comparative market analysis in that case? And so sure enough, realtors and appraisers are going to have to do some wizarding, right? We go and say, bedroom's worth this, and we give you a few bucks here. And we say, you have less garage space, so we take a few bucks away from there. At the end of the day, a lot of that just ends up being subjective. So yeah, you could go ask 2 or 3 different realtors and appraisers, and they would all kind of give you possibly a different number, depending on just the way that they're looking at the math. And because of that, if the buyer ends up getting the wrong appraiser who just looks at it as very cookie cutter and says, nope, it's no more worth than this, it could mean tens of thousands of dollars for you. So what do you do in that case? Well, we'll talk about that in a different video, right? When the appraisal comes in low. Don't worry, we'll talk about that one because that's scary. That said, in case of a non-conforming home, I actually would recommend that you get a second or even a third opinion, right? 2 realtors and an appraiser. It might actually save you a ton of headache and heartache at the other end in that scenario. That said, if your house is conforming, right, it's 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, it's exactly the same layout as 100 other homes in the area, well, of course, we can give you a pretty good, accurate number in that case. Before we talk about that last scenario, though, make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you haven't yet, comment below. What are some of your appraisal horror stories or even successes? The last scenario, though, of course, is very topical right now in Southwest Wisconsin. What if we're in a non-predictable market and we're seeing homes sell for $50,000 under asking price and $50,000 over asking price, as we talked about just last week? At what point do the appraisers start going to the lenders and start pushing back on some of these sale prices? It's a legitimate concern, and like I mentioned earlier, something we'll talk about in a future video. But the question for today is, would it help to pay for an appraisal before listing it? And the answer is no, actually. Research is showing that the prices are fluctuating so fast, even an appraisal from 1 month ago could be drastically different than it is today. The best option always is to price it right from the start, based on the math and not the feelings. Hey, if you're planning on selling your home and you would like a free comparative market analysis, reach out to me, and I would love to see your home. Ready to learn more about the buying and selling process? Well, check out this video right here. Or is it here? It's here. Check out this video right here. Until next time, house hikers, see ya.